Welcome, everybody, to Jenn's on the Reel. As usual, I'm Jenn, and...
Oh, my God, I'm Jenn, too.
Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please click on that subscribe button. Like, comment, share. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, etc. Just think about it. We'll be there. And if we're not, I guess eventually we'll figure it out.
You better find us.
Yeah, exactly.
You better find us.
Today, we have a special guest. We have David.
He's like our biggest fan.
He's our biggest fan. And he's always up to a good conversation. And here's the deal. He wasn't going to be part of today's podcast, but today we're talking about Artemis II. And he has a lot of information on it, a lot more than we do. So, it just felt right.
Yeah, a lot more than us.
You have to earn your way onto this show, Like if you hear them talking about what they're going to talk about, contribute positively.
Exactly.
And they might invite you.
Yeah, we might be like, oh, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's got it down packed too.
So Artemis II, there are a lot of theories. There's a lot going on with that. A lot of people saying it didn't happen, similar to the original or the first landing of the moon. A lot of theories on it not happening. Do you guys believe that it actually did happen?
Well, I don't know about the believing of the whole thing that just happened now, but I do find it a little hard to believe that we landed on the moon back in 1960 something, right?
And we had cameras.
Apparently, there's cameras
that were really good back then. Apparently.
I don't know. I find it I'm skeptical because we are in 2026, and I was telling David, well, why haven't they landed now? And I know I see that a lot because I go into the comments on Instagram, and I do notice a lot of people are like, oh, bogus. And then there's a lot of AI stuff being generated too, which kind of throws in stuff in the mix. Like I did see one AI thing that they're like, that's why I had to ask you, wait, did they actually land on the moon? Because there was one, look, they landed on the moon, and then showing the little picture of the family that the guy left there, which obviously now I know is total AI because they did not land on the moon. And I repeat, they did not land on the moon this time.
That's Jen's perspective.
Well, this time
for sure they did not land on the moon.
And they haven't any other time since 1960 something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they have never landed on the moon since back then.
Yep.
And then people have had a few slips online. I don't know if you've seen it. Oh, because it's never been done. And like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's some slips like that. There's obviously in that one video that I'm talking about, you see a flag that's like moving around, and it's like if it's an atmosphere or if there's no atmosphere, then it shouldn't be moving around.
Are you sure that was an AI?
I have no idea if it was AI or not.
Yeah, because Jenn gets that confused a lot.
So does Jenn.
You more.
It just looks so real.
I'm confused which Jenn gets confused the most.
She does.
So wait, so was that AI? No, I'm confused.
Probably.
I don't look, honestly, did we land on the moon in 1967 and did Neil Armstrong script his way across the moon and bounce around? I don't know. And I believe it happened. I really do. I'm a believer. And, people can comment and joke all they want. But listen, if I cure cancer tomorrow, there's going to be people that go online and say it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right? If I ran a marathon tomorrow, there's going to be people online that say it didn't happen.
It's so crazy.
And so there's always going to be a naysayer.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody who's cynical and who believes everything is a hoax.
Yeah.
Everything's government control. The Jews control the world. Like all this shit. Give it a break, guys. You know what I mean? It's conspiracy theory. And so did we land back then? I don't know. What I do know is this. At that time, there was a space race happening. And it was us against the Soviet Union.
Yeah, that I remember. I don't remember, but
the Soviets were building their ship, and they were taking it up, and we were building a ship, and we were trying to take it up. And essentially, we wanted to win that race because it meant everything at the time, right? And so, allegedly, we went to the moon, we landed, we put up an American flag, and then we shot back off the moon, and we came home. Right?
We're like winners.
Yeah. And so what happened since then? Well, people ask, why didn't we go back to the moon? For what?
Now you sound like Marcel.
And so that's kind of like, it's the point, right? Like, so we made it and then we came back and the Soviets were like, well, what'd you find? And we were like, rocks.
Nothing.
And then they
And
were
that was
like,
it.
well, all right, well, what are we going to go for? And so the next stage of evolution that everybody likes to leave out was space stations all around space.
Yeah.
And so we have space stations. Like saying that somebody didn't go to the moon, to me, is almost equivalent to saying we don't send astronauts to a space station to study space all the time.
Yeah.
Like they just don't make the news as much. But right now, there are people living in space inside of a space station,
Yeah.
right? And then there's another person that's coming a year from the time that they got there to replace them. And countries now work together in international space stations. I know it sounds crazy, people, right?
This is why we brought him on, guys. This is why.
And there's like there might be a Russian astronaut in there right now, and then maybe next year is an American one, and the year after that is a Chinese one, or maybe we send two, right? And these people are in space and they're studying space and they're doing the spacewalks
Shit.
and they're
Katy
watching
Perry
the
went to
satellites
space.
and everything. You know?
Yeah, let's not forget those astronauts.
Yeah, you know. And then I'm old enough to remember watching the Challenger go up.
Yeah.
And taking 4 astronauts, one of them being a school teacher. And I remember as a kid that box television being rolled
Wait a
into
minute,
every
isn't
classroom.
that the one that blew up?
It blew up. And,
I remember that was tragic.
You know, and we were supposed to see the first teacher and female ever to make it to space, and it blew up. And I remember like the teacher running up to the television to turn it off.
Oh, wow.
Because
Yeah.
we were kids. It was
Yeah,
like
I remember
1986.
that
Yeah,
too.
it's a tragedy.
You know, so we haven't
tragic.
stopped sending people to space. That never stopped.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and you know what I've read is that making it to the moon is so costly, and there's really not an
billions
atmosphere
of
there
dollars.
for us to live in.
For
So
what?
what's the purpose of going back to the moon and going back to the moon?
Right, that's what Marcel says. There's no point. There's nothing up there. There's
Well,
nothing
now
they
we
can
have
do.
a point.
Now,
Now we have a reason. And the reason is that we want to make it to Mars.
so that's the
and
reason,
so-
guys.
So for us, you know, and you know, everyone has seen Elon Musk has like been adamant
Yeah, he's
about
obsessed with
we need to
Mars.
create
Yeah.
a colony on Mars. He believes there's water there. He believes there's life there. And he believes that we can live there. And so
Okay, but he believes this. Why? I
scientific
wonder.
research,
Scientific research.
satellites that have gone over there and taken pictures, evidence of potential ice, things
And
like that.
water.
Like
Oh,
if there's
wow.
ice,
Yeah.
there's water.
There's water,
right?
obviously.
And so, you know, and it's an atmosphere that is still uninhabited or unrealized. And so we have to figure out how to get there. And so what's the purpose of going to the moon now? So that we can create a space station on the moon.
Yeah.
So we can
For
refuel,
communication.
we can relay communications, right? Like we already know that if we take a spaceship to Mars, we might lose actual communication with those humans.
Why? Because this
I
time
don't
they
know
went.
what happens.
Right, because this time these people went behind
the moon and they lost communication
completely.
completely. You know, people are like, oh, the picture of the Earth and this, there's no stars. Guys, the stars are much further away than you think.
Yeah.
Right? Just because you're standing on Earth and you could see the twinkly lights, they're millions and millions and millions of miles away.
Yeah.
These astronauts were only a couple 100,000 miles away. Right? So people don't, you know, it's like, where are all the stars? Dummy. The stars are like millions of miles away.
Right.
Right? And the light that you see in the sky took tens of hundreds of years to get to you.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and
so crazy, huh?
It's crazy, but
So
but it's
crazy.
the reality of it. And so I think, you know, supposedly we should be able to land humans on the moon into a potential small space station, communication station on the moon by 2029. If we do that, then the next stages are getting to Mars, and I think it's time.
What? Okay, so let's talk
Okay,
about
so
Mars.
hold on. Let's talk about. Yeah, I was gonna say to get to Mars, why? Because they think that the Earth is gonna go kaput. That's it, no more. So we need like a plan B.
I
Is
mean,
that
the only
what-
people that are going to make it to Mars, let's be real, are the ones with more money. Because they're going to have the
It's
financial
gonna be
capacity
super
to go over
expensive.
there.
Well,
I guess flying used to be super expensive for the rich.
Yeah, I
too.
mean, at
Yeah,
some
I mean,
point, it'll
I-
become
I-
affordable,
I
guess,
think
but
it's
really
at some
expensive.
point it will be technologically available and affordable. Okay,
Yeah.
so
And they'll probably find ways to make it more affordable, you know, through time.
well, I mean, look, all right, let's talk about Elon. Let's bring Elon back again,
Mm-hmm.
right? Elon's entire mission is getting to Mars, and everything he has created has been sustainable on Mars.
Yeah.
He didn't create electric cars to make Earth better. He created electric cars because he can put solar panels on the top of them, send them to Mars, and they can work over there. because he doesn't know if there's gasoline or fuel or oil over there, right? He didn't create robots to do your laundry or clean your house. He created robots so that he can put them on a spaceship, send them to Mars, and build a space station for us to inhabit. The cars, the robots, the reusable spacecraft that comes back to Earth and lands again, and all the money that's being saved. And then you add to that NASA's experience, the Space Force's experience in creating a lunar base that we can relay communication. Everything is geared towards how do we create sustainability on Mars. And again, because he's doing it because he doesn't think Earth is sustainable in the long run.
Yeah. But see, that's where I start getting a little bit nervous because, we're talking about Mars. Okay, we haven't been to Mars. And there's a concept of like, okay, there's life in Mars, and it appears as though we can survive there. So if we can survive there, what else is there? Is it?
Listen, I think we're going to see.
Are there aliens? Are they friendly?
100%. Right. So but when you look at Mars, the Mars could be like the tiniest, smallest organism that you look under a microscope, and that could be life. Right. The question is, does that organism make us sick? Right. Or something along those lines. Right. Because our bodies have not interacted
been exposed
with that.
to it. What if we breathe the air there and it
And then we
causes something?
Well, there's no air there. So we have to live inside of
A bubble or whatever
inside
the
of the
community
bubbles,
is.
inside
Yeah.
of civilizations. But there's this crazy conspiracy belief or whatever it is that if we could release the water on Mars, then
there's
the
a
water
possibility
would
that we
create
can have
oxygen, and then
oxygen.
there
And
might
then
be an
life.
atmosphere, but that would be like the craziest, most destructive thing to happen.
Yeah, because
like,
we just don't know.
we just don't know. We don't know enough to make it happen.
I don't know how anybody. I mean, like I understand this is like you're investing your life and money into the potential of another world, and fine, but at the same time, it's like you have all this money, you'd risk your life to go to Mars and to
I
live
think-
in a bubble that has like limited resources. I
No,
don't
and
know.
so the crazy thing is too, though, that it's like, oh my, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my God, this has been happening. Foggy brain.
Menopause.
What was that? Man, it was something good too. I was gonna say. 'Cause obviously, if it's coming from me,
About
it's gonna be
living
good.
there, living there. We were talking about living
Oh,
there.
okay. Now I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so great, Elon Musk, great. He's doing this. None of this is gonna happen in our lifetime.
No.
So who's the other Elon Musk?
But-
Because
Somebody has to take over.
or is he gonna
okay,
clone
okay.
himself?
Can it? Like, I mean, listen, we're all of us are about midway through our lives, give or take a couple years, right?
More or less.
We still have a significant amount left, right? Think about how much has happened in just the last 5 years
Yeah.
with the reusable spaceships and everything else.
Yeah.
Think about how much has happened in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And everything you could do from this phone, work from it, live from it, do everything from it, right? Elon Musk came out and said, in 5 years, we're not going to need surgeons
Yeah.
because robots will have more precision than any human on the planet can possibly have. There's just going to be somebody operating it. It's going to be a certificate that you get at ITT. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
crazy.
To operate, to remove somebody's gallbladder.
Yeah.
You know? And so, like, knowing that and knowing how quickly that's moving, yeah, our technology may not be moving as quickly, right? Because they're kind of like, all right, well, what the fuck else do you need, right? Like, you know? But
Well, I
also,
mean, they have it. I'm sure they have advances.
Okay, you know
like,
what this
they're
reminds me
just sprinkling
of?
it in
Yeah.
so that we can just pay
Okay.
for more.
You know what this
oh,
remi-
100%.
A better camera.
Another $1,000
You know
phone.
what this reminds me of?
What?
This is gonna sound crazy. But I just saw this weekend with my grandson. I hadn't seen it. Wally.
Wally?
You seen Wally?
Yeah.
Okay. So in Wally, I was looking at it and I'm like, is this what's gonna happen to us? Is this what's gonna happen to Earth? So these people leave Earth to go somewhere because Earth, whatever, is not sustainable. And then AI, and like now I think of AI and the robots, and now these people have robots, and everybody. I freaked out because I'd never seen this, and I didn't see the whole thing. I only saw like pieces. Everybody's really fat. They can't walk
Yes.
because they have to be in these
You're
chairs
right.
because they don't do anything
Yeah.
because they have all these robots doing everything for them. And I remember thinking, is this where
Well,
is this the direction that we're going? And apparently it is because it's just going to be at Mars.
Yeah.
And then what are we going to do? We're going to be living in bubbles and in the spaceship.
Like,
and
what kind
then-
of business
I
are
mean,
you going to run in Mars?
Like, how boring.
Well, I mean, there's going to be a business there, but like you got to have commerce on Mars. Like if
I'll
there's gonna
give
be
you
exchange,
oxygen.
right? But
I'll sell you a dome.
The bubble, yeah. You can
listen,
have
I'm gonna
your
be
own
selling.
piece of land.
Listen, I'm gonna be selling bubbles out there. Like
You want your
this
own bubble?
is a premium bubble. It comes with
Oxygen?
premium oxygen.
And look how comfy
you know?
this seat is, so you
Yeah.
can sit all day.
Yep.
And this dirt.
But it's
Like I don't
you
know,
know,
like it's,
listen,
it's crazy.
I think in our lifetime we're gonna see life on Mars, our lives on Mars, human life on Mars. Will it be a civilization of people? No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be the scientists and the builders and the people that are there to create what would be a sustainable civilization.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. They could go up there all they want. You
Yeah.
can leave me right here. I'm
Yeah.
happy with Earth.
But listen, if it wasn't for people like that, there would be no advancement.
No, I agree. I
Right?
agree.
There would be
Thank
no
God for
advancement.
those people, for sure.
Yeah, if there wasn't people crazy enough to say, I'm going to go to Mars, like Elon says it.
Now, if they would only
know?
just release the cure for cancer, that'd be great.
That'd be great. You
Not
know,
going to happen. Not going to happen.
you know, they say the Earth.
Big Pharma pays for presidencies. It's not
Yeah.
gonna
They
happen.
say the Earth recycles itself. You know what I mean? So like, there's been so many different civilizations that have been part of the Earth and then disappeared.
Yes.
And
Haven't
then
you seen when the
again-
Morgan Freeman shows? When Morgan Freeman
Yeah,
narrates?
yeah.
I like him better than
Yeah,
the other
those
guy.
are good ones.
Those are good ones. And it says, it all started with this little organism.
You saw
I
just
watch
like-
them all the time. I it's good because the mellow voice, it puts me to sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, and so it's kind of crazy to think, you know, that our world is going to end because it never ends. It just continues to develop, and where
It evolves. I feel like it evolves. You know
It
what I mean? Like
evolves,
the
but
whole
like-
dinosaur thing, and then the meteor came and wiped them out, but then there was another one, and
So
then that
I-
wiped down, and there was another one, and now we're here.
I think
And
that,
I don't know what's gonna wipe us out.
and honestly, I think there's so much more than that. But I think to the people that are focused on getting us to Mars, I think they understand that at some point we're going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
And maybe there'll be a new type of organism on Earth
Right.
that,
There's always
that
gonna be
takes on
something.
the new format of Earth, or a new type of human, or a new look, or whatever it is.
A
It's
new
gonna be whole
enemy.
thing. And they'll be studying us at the Museum of Natural History.
Yeah.
Right? And they'll see like human bones like running, and we'll
With
be
the
like
fake
next to the
lips
dinosaurs.
And the fake movies.
Yeah. They're gonna be like these, you know, they're gonna have encased silicone, you know,
Humans.
breasts and butts and shit. But you
This is
know,
what they used to look like, and then they evolved into this.
that'll be in the Miami Museum of Natural History. But ideally, you know, I think it's their way of thinking, how do we save humanity? You know, if Earth is going to spit out humanity, then how do we save it? Well, let's take them to Mars and see if we can save them over there.
You know, I have a theory on us being
you
on
imagine
Earth.
that?
Huh?
Can you imagine that? 200 years from now,
I know.
humans will be Martians,
Yeah.
and whatever's here is here.
But okay, so I'm
That's
thinking
crazy.
that's what happened here on the Earth. So I've always said it. I do believe in God, but at the same time, I do believe something's creating everything that we're dealing with, right? But at the same time, I'm like, dude, we are so many different versions of humans on the same little planet, and we landed in different areas. How do we look sort of the same, right? And
Maybe we're
and
Lego
there's
pieces.
pyramids in different areas, right? So I'm like, for sure, we were placed here because whatever world was falling apart. Like,
Maybe, yeah.
you know, there's a good chance that they want us to follow a certain order, right? And I'm sure there's going to be an order in Mars.
There's always a movie for that. There's a movie for
Definitely a movie
everything.
for that. I think movies have been telling us about the future for the longest time, and the
Yeah.
past for that matter.
Yeah.
You know,
Look at the
every time they build a new robot, I go, did we not watch the Terminator?
I know.
You know,
Or
did,
iRobot.
Did we not get it? Or iRobot or anything
Oh my
else?
God,
Like, is
iRobot
Will
was
Smith
fun.
going to save us all? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Poor Will Smith. He can't even save himself right now.
He can't.
You know, all of
can't.
this
That's
is
a whole
really,
I don't
podcast.
understand why he gets action scenes when he can't even create action at home. But, you know.
We could go out like this all day.
It should give Jada all his action scenes.
For real, she's probably
obviously
better
in
at it.
charge.
all of this is interesting. It's a lot of fun. You know, I hope you guys do your research on Artemis II and what's coming up next and be ready for it. And the naysayers, We understand that you don't want to be lied to, and you feel
Look
like
how she
you're being
looks at me. You
controlled
see how
and
she
so
looks at
forth.
me?
No. But there is you have to take a moment and actually appreciate what is happening and the advances of our current world.
No, absolutely,
which is really
100%.
important. And but anyway, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, David.
That's one of my nerdy favorite subjects. So.
Thank you for lending us your nerdy brain.
Yes.
And we want to know what you think about all this. How do you feel? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's not? I mean, let us know all your opinions and what you think. And I know there's a bunch of conspiracy theory people out there.
Yeah.
Let us know. It'll be
Yep.
fun to read.
Well, follow us, subscribe, like, share, comment. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great one.
Best show on earth, ladies. Best show on earth.
Bye.